the video that no one wants to make. If you are vlogging your Appalachian Trail thru hike, or as it is now, thru hike attempt, I did indeed quit the Appalachian Trail in 2024. So before I get into the details of what happened, I first just want to say thank you to everyone that watched, whether it was just 1 minute or you were following all the videos. The subscribers, the comments I got, the likes, really I was blown away. I appreciate everyone that reached out saying they enjoyed the videos. I enjoyed making them. And I also want to say I'm sorry. I owe an apology for just going radio silence. But once I realized that I wasn't getting back on trail, I'd say about 2 weeks, I just went into a really bad headspace. I was embarrassed. I put it out there. I failed. And I just decided to just not make any videos. I didn't edit any of the ones that I still had on my phone. So yeah, for that, I apologize for the radio silence. But let's go into what happened. So I think I need to start from the beginning. I made the announcement in January about a year ago that I was hiking the Appalachian Trail in 2024. And I had saved up working. I wanted to travel for a year plus, maybe even 2 years with my budget. So I didn't want to start in the cold. I think I put that out there in a kind of loose strategy video. I wanted to wait, and an ideal thru hike for me would have been northbound starting late April, early May. So I went to Mexico, I went to Central America, and at the same time I decided I was going to quit drinking for 6 months. So I had done 30 days in the past, I had done 100 days in the past, but I was always working, kind of keeping myself busy, and this time I was down there surfing, traveling, had a great time, but the not drinking was tough. Not the actual saying no to the drink, just had a lot of time to reflect. A lot of things from when I was younger came up that I never processed, and it was just exhausting. Like, I learned that my brain was just going a mile a minute, and I didn't have anything to turn to at night to relax and shut it off. And because of that, like, I would just be wired during the day, but then right around 7:30, 8 o'clock every night, I would get so exhausted and just be like, I need to go to bed. So because of that, I was like, I don't think I'm ready to hike. Like, I know what it's like to be in a tent for many nights and how exhausting it is. And even when you get indoors, you're at hostels, your sleep's not always going to be great. And I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Like, I'm really enjoying my sober sleep. So kind of April went by, didn't have any plans to come back home. And then May hit, and I wanted to, but same thing. I was just like, I'm not ready. I need to keep resting. And then June rolled around, maybe the very end of May, and I kind of talked myself into, like, now is the time, do it now. And I rushed into thru hiking and did an alternate version because of that. So I didn't put out any gear videos, any more announcements. I just kind of, here's day one, and didn't really explain it. Everything was rushed from the beginning. But after you start, you just kind of fall into a groove, and I did, and I accepted that it was going to be some weird flip-flop version. And as I kept going, not only was I, your body gets beat up and lack of calories, but I wasn't isolated. I saw people every day, but I never saw the same face twice, and that kind of bothered me. It's nice to get into town and talk about what you just hiked and what's ahead, and I missed out on that. So when I got to Glasgow, everyone was going north. It was great. Like, we had fireworks at that community shelter. We had food. Thru hikers from past years were cooking, and I just felt isolated still because I was going the other direction. So I decided I was going to flip up to where I started and keep going north. But the brain was already kind of turning, like, this isn't the way you wanted to do it. Is this rushed? I was missing a front tooth, which thankfully I have now. That was a long year without a front tooth. I mean, I decided not to wear the retainer, but still. And when I got up to New Jersey, New York area, I still was going to hike north. But I felt really terrible. And some of the videos you can see, or one of the videos, I think it was July 1st, I was complaining that it was cold in the morning, which it probably was a little chillier in between heat waves, but I shouldn't have been cold. And that was a sign that my body was losing weight quick. I went from like high 170s to like 150 something. I haven't seen 150 since probably my freshman year of college, which was a long time ago now. So I figured take a week off, eat, and then keep going north. And I just never felt better. In fact, I started feeling worse. So got blood tests for Lyme, came back negative. Didn't feel any better, so I went back, got a full panel blood test and Lyme test again. Lyme negative again, blood work, everything's normal. So I was like, this isn't good. Nothing appealed to me. Anything, laying on the couch, I didn't want to do. Watching a movie, I didn't want to get up. I was just very flat. It was a very weird and strange feeling. So I kind of saw that as the writing on the wall, and I booked a flight to Mexico to get my tooth finished. And once I did that, I kind of knew the thru hike for 2024 is over, and I should have made a video then. So I went to Mexico and was recovering, and funny thing enough, I was doing these Zins on the trail, which I'm sure a lot of you saw. And in Mexico, these are hard to get. You can get them. They don't legally sell them, but in Mexico, you can pay for anything. But they're expensive. They're like $20 for one of these in Mexico. So I only bought 2. I was like, I'm just going to buy these last 2 and quit. And still didn't really put anything into the idea. Just thought maybe I needed a lot more time to recover from the trail. And I felt better. Started to feel normal after about a month of relaxation, traveling, surfing. And when I came back home to the States, I stupidly was like, well, let me buy another thing of Zin pouches. And when I did, a lot of the symptoms that I was feeling, I wasn't as beat up with sore feet and muscles, but like, I just felt like garbage. And I was like, this is how I felt. And this is why I didn't keep hiking the trail, in a sense. As I said, it wasn't an ideal way to do it. But yeah, I think those nicotine pouches were terrible for me. And I was doing a lot of them on the trail. Like, I would talk about them all the time, but anytime I got to a shelter or a place to take a break, I would take 2 6 milligrams and put it in. And towards the end, I would have 2 6 milligrams in, and then after about 20-30 minutes, I would throw a third one in. So what do I think happened is I didn't eat enough calories because I was suppressing my appetite taking them. So my body got beat up. I wasn't sleeping correctly because my blood pressure was elevated from just popping those things in. So I was sleeping really well, but I wasn't falling asleep till like after midnight because I was just wired with those things in my body. And that really, when I took them the second time after I got back, I was like, this is what was making me sick, compounded with everything. So yeah, kind of a funny reason to get to the bottom of it, but it also, the attempt was just rushed and it wasn't the right thing to do or the right way to do it. I want to do a traditional storybook northbound hike. So the silver lining is I have the time, I have the budget, and this is kind of my last chance at it. So I am going to start a 2025 northbound thru hike at the last week of February. I think right now I'm leaning towards the 23rd. However, I haven't officially booked a flight or registered it, but that is most likely what I'm going to do. And not an ideal start for me. I'd rather go late April, early May still, but the budget I have is ready to go, and it lets me get back to work and a stable roof over my head 2 months earlier. So that's the plan. I will make an official announcement for 2025 video, but I figured it kind of ties into the why I quit and everything, why it was rushed. I don't think I have anything else to add. Thank you again for everyone that followed along, and I hope to continue making these videos. I might change the style like slightly, not even the style, just might try to improve on a few things, but other than that, I'll take you along as I did, and this way it'll feel to be the proper way that I want to thru hike the Appalachian Trail. So I will hopefully make another video soon. I'll do a proper gear video this time. Everything will be not rushed and done in a proper way. Oh yeah, one more thing if you are still watching. It's funny, I'm more comfortable doing the hold it vlog style like I did on the trail. I'm going to change the name of the channel from Open Objective. That was another thing I was rushed, didn't really have too much time to think about it, not crazy about the name, to just my name. So the channel is just going to be Jimmy Joyce. If you're already subscribed, picture will stay the same. Nothing really changes, but I figured I'd let that be known in case you see the name change. I'll do that before I release my official 2025 Appalachian Trail announcement. But just wanted to let you know that I will be changing that and keep it simple.